Welcome back, Santa Clarita, to Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. It's the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds, for all you need to know to be in the know. And the reason.
So wait a minute, Doug, is this all you need to know to
be in the know?
Be footloose? I'm confused. Why the special bumpers? What's going on, Doug?
Oh, because we usually have Tom Petty.
I missed the meeting. I know.
Oh, you didn't get the memo?
I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the email. I missed the meeting.
Because lawyers don't like memos, right?
I know. I had my assistant read it.
Anyway, the rest of the show is going to be dedicated to a big fundraiser that's coming to Golden Valley High School this week. And our special guest right now with us is Mr. Chris Burke from WME. That stands for William Morris Endeavor.
You got it. Finally.
All right.
Finally.
And
it's our Mr. Music.
Yeah, Mr. Music.
Mr. Music
Great. Now you blew my cover.
I know.
Given his name this week, he is actually Kenny Loggins' agent, booking agent.
His phone number is 555.
Send all tapes to KHTS.
Yeah.
So, Chris, we're glad you came in. We want to talk about this fundraiser. We want to talk about Kenny. We want to talk about the Golden Valley Marching
I'm excited
Band.
to be here. Thanks, guys. We have another special guest on the line with us, too. And when I first met this gentleman and he found out what I did for a living, it was coincidentally at another fundraiser. It was at a car wash. I told him I was an agent, and he said, wow, that's pretty cool. He goes, I hope your wife doesn't listen, Roger, but he goes, I'd leave my wife and I'd quit my job to play drums for three artists. And those three artists were Chicago, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Kenny Loggins. And we have on the phone with us our musical director at Golden Valley High School, Roger Brooks. Hey, Roger.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Roger. Thanks for coming on.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
So, Kenny Loggins, you're that big of a fan, huh?
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Amazing for the school or amazing for you?
For all of the above. I think amazing for the whole community, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. So, for people who don't know Mr. Music, why don't you tell everybody out there who's listening about the fundraiser?
Well, it's going to be at Golden Valley High School Theater, which is really one of the most exciting parts about it, that we're going to have Kenny in our theater, not in the big performing arts center or somewhere else, but in our theater. And it's a beautiful theater, and about 500 and plus people are going to have the chance to find out this Tuesday night when they come see Kenny Loggins. And Roger, you can why don't you butt in here and talk about the fundraiser and what the money's going for, etc.
Well, for us, it's a win-win because we get to raise money by sharing music with people. So, I mean, you just can't beat that. And this is the coolest thing is that Kenny is being so generous to help us out, and we're going to be able to buy a lot of instruments that we need. I mean, Golden Valley is still a relatively new school, and we've grown to the point where now we don't have enough instruments for the kids, so this is going to help put kids and instruments together.
It's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, Roger, when I grew up, band was free, and you marched to the halftime of the football game and maybe did a concert in the spring, and that was about it.
Yeah, it's changed a little since then. We're a competitive marching band, as are all the bands up in Santa Clarita Valley. We're really one of the few school districts where every high school marching program is successfully, competitive. And so we put on, it's a full production. Our field show this year is called Haunted, and it's 4 movements where we really tell a whole story. It's all original music that we had written, and we have theatrics going on stage and props and costumes, and it's really cool, but it's also takes a little bit more money than just going out and playing La Bamba on the field.
It's not marching in a straight line and playing the school fight song.
Far from that, yeah.
Wow.
So, Roger, this is Doug. Does every school face this issue you guys do with the fundraising for the band and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're pretty lucky in this district that we do get some support, but by some support, that basically means they pay for a teacher, we get some transportation budget, and that's about it. Everything else that we all do is through our booster programs, with people like Chris, who's one of my booster parents, and we sell candy, and we do everything you can imagine to raise money. So when something like this Kenny Loggins opportunity comes up, it's like golden.
How many people? How many kids? How many students are in your program?
Right at 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that rank as far as the district goes? Because I always thought that you guys had one of the bigger bands.
I think the biggest band is West Ranch, and then there's a handful of us all right around our size, and then a couple that are smaller. So we're right about middle of the pack.
That's pretty good. Have you been successful in the competitions?
We have been. Our goal every year is to qualify for the Southern California Championships, and we've been fortunate to do that the last few years.
Well, Roger, my goal was really to try and get you behind the drums on the stage, and you know very well that I tried and we couldn't make that happen just simply because of time. But we do have a special, and we've been kind of keeping this under wraps, but I'm going to bring it up now for the first time. We have a special treat for all the everybody coming to the show, especially the parents of the kids that are coming to the show. And at some point, you may see your child on stage with Kenny tonight or Tuesday night. So it's going to be something special that Kenny and Roger have put together. Roger's written some music for the band. Going to go ahead and he and Kenny talked it out a few days ago, and it's going to be something special.
That's got to be pretty cool.
Wow.
I guess this one summer band camp I was on stage with Kenny Loggins. That was pretty cool.
And we figured the kids that don't know who he is now will someday remember that, oh my
Yes.
gosh, we played on stage.
I was
with
going to
Kenny
ask
Loggins.
you that. How many of the kids knew who Kenny Loggins was?
There was five. It's just a handful. But as soon as you talk to the parents, or I tell the kids, go home and talk to your parents, and then they come back and they're like, oh, Mom and Dad are pretty excited. It's a whole different generation there.
All right, we've been talking to Roger Brooks.
We're lucky on a whole lot of cases here, and we're lucky to have you, Roger. You're terrific at what you do, and we, as the parents, we really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
All right, we've been talking to Roger Brooks, the band director at Golden Valley. Thank you, Roger. We will see you Tuesday night at the Golden Valley Booster Club, Marching Band Booster Club, Kenny Loggins concert. Boy, you need a
Golden
shorter
Valley
title.
High School
We need
Theater.
a better title, don't we?
That's a long title. Come out to the concert. It's Kenny Loggins. It supports the marching band.
Absolutely.
Golden Valley. Thank you.
That works for me. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks,
Roger.
Roger.
All right. You listen to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS. All Kenny Loggins Radio. We'll be right back.
Studio rocking out to Mr. Kenny Loggins, having a great time here on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. Unfortunately, John had to leave. I don't know if he's doing lawyer work or going to Vegas. He's doing something. Anyway, filling in for John in the last half of the show is none other than Chris Burke from WME. He happens to be Kenny Loggins' booking agent. And is that how you want to be? Is that what you're called?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
For the point of this show, absolutely. Kenny Loggins booking agent.
And we're talking about the big fundraiser that we're blessed to have Kenny Loggins playing at Golden Valley High School to benefit the Golden Valley Marching Band. And it's this Tuesday night.
And we have on the line Sue Alterman. Hi, Sue.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Sue, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Sue is something else. She runs our band program from a parent standpoint. She is the president of our booster club. And, it sounds pretty like it's not a big deal, but we couldn't do half the things or most of the things we do in that boosters without her. So she and her husband Dave are just fantastic.
Well, thank you. So are you, Chris.
So, Sue, I assume that the fundraising part of your job, your volunteer job for the marching band, is the fundraising. Is that the stress ball, if you will, every year?
That is definitely one of the stressors of the job, for sure.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, and you're kind of handling the ticket sales, or whenever people ask you about what's going on with the show and everything. What
Yes.
kind of reaction did you get when and of course it was the parents of the band members.
Right.
Did they believe you that Kenny Loggins was actually going to perform at the high school?
It's been amazing, and that has been the number one question is, how are we fortunate enough to have Kenny Loggins coming to our school? Everyone is so excited about that. Every person that I talk to with ticket sales has responded in such an exciting, can't believe it kind of a way, and we just feel really blessed. We think that his generosity, and certainly to Chris's credit, having him come to our school and help us out is just amazing, and everyone's been very positive and very excited to come.
Now, is the money you're going to raise, is it mainly for instruments, or is there other financial needs that the band has?
Well, our band boosters typically has an annual budget of over $100,000, and that is a very hefty budget to come up with every year. And certainly there's a lot of significant fundraising that goes on, and to be able to have a fundraiser of this magnitude and be able to raise these kinds of funds is amazing, and we are putting the money towards instruments and equipment that will be going directly to our band program and to our students, and we're just thrilled. The kids are very excited about it. And,
Sue, this is my third year with my son Ryan in the band, and I think like me and probably a lot of parents out there, you don't really realize what it takes to run a band. And it's not just Sue, and it's not just a few parents, and it's not just Roger Brooks. One of the reasons for the fundraiser is what it takes and what our budget is, it's hard to raise that kind of money these days. I mean, everybody has a lot of things to do with their money, and a lot of it's called paying rent and mortgage and living, and to have that excess income to do what we do. Sue, talk a little bit about what else is involved. Like there's transportation, there's food for the kids, there's so many things that go into running a band program.
Well, we have over 100 students involved in our band and color guard program, and yes, we have to raise funds not just for music and actual sheet music and equipment and instruments. We also have to pay for competitions, transportation. We also feed all of our kids on our competition days, so there's that type of fee. And then we also have extra instructors on hand because Mr. Brooks does a wonderful job with what he does at Golden Valley High School, but we also have additional instructors for our drum line and for our color guard and for our brass, and it's just really important to keep everybody involved in it and just make sure that we can meet that annual budget every year. So we are always constantly fundraising for that, and like I said, this is an amazing opportunity to have this happen at Golden Valley.
We're talking to Sue Alterman, the band booster president for Golden Valley High School, about the upcoming benefit concert performed by Kenny Loggins this coming Tuesday. I guess the big question, Sue, for listeners that are just turning on and they say, wow, I'd love to go, is there any tickets left?
There are some tickets left, so definitely give me a call. And ticket order forms are online on our Golden Valley website. You can either go to www.goldenvalleyhs.org. That's our Golden Valley High School website, or go to our band website, goldenvalleyband.com. And
now, Sue, you mentioned call you. Are you prepared to put a phone number over the air here?
I can certainly put a phone number, 661-299-6443. Give me a call. We've got $75 and $100 seats left.
For a great cause.
Which means that we sold out of our $50 seats and our $250 seats.
We did. We did right away. And,
Chris, I have an important question.
Yeah.
Is it tax deductible?
Absolutely it is.
I'm in.
Absolutely it is.
Sue, one more time, you need to run through those websites and your phone number for the folks that are scrambling for a pencil right now.
Okay, go to www.goldenvalleyhs.org for our high school website, or www.goldenvalleyband.com, or give me a call at 661-299-6443, and I would be happy to get you connected to some tickets.
All right, very good. Sue, we thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
Sue. Part of your day.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Okay, then. Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
everybody. I usually don't do this part. I don't know what to say. But we're going to take a break right now on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. And John left, so it's Chris, and we'll be right back.